That old analog ghost in the wire meets the cold spark of a digital fire. From a YSF note to a DMR sound, we map the shadows on this haunted ground. BAND73.
You're tuning into the dark side of the dial. This is the BAND73 podcast. I'm Sully, cutting through the noise and riding the airwaves with me is Jez. We aren't here to hold your hand through the static, and we definitely aren't here to sugarcoat the reality of the world we're living in. From the raw truth of old analog to the cold spark of digital and AI, this is a place of conversations everyone else is too afraid to have. You might not like the frequency we're operating on, but you're going to hear it anyway. So let's get to work.
Welcome back. I'm Jez, and if you hear a faint weeping sound in the background, that's just Sully looking at his credit card statement after the latest gear announcements.
Look, it's not spending, Jez. It's investing in infrastructure. Besides, you can't take it with you, but you can take a new rig to the field.
Fair enough. Today we're breaking down the heavy hitters of 2026. The Icom IC-7300 Mark II, the Kenwood TM-D750, and why 2026 is officially the year USB-C conquered the ham shack. The original 7300 was the best-selling HF rig in history. Now that the Mark II is actually hitting shacks this spring, does it live up to the hype? We're talking HDMI out, built-in CW decoding, and finally, USB-C with dual COM ports.
The HDMI port is a game changer. No more squinting at a 4-inch screen. Just plug it into a 32-inch monitor and see the entire band. But Jez, they're still using that internal tuner that struggles with anything over a 3:1 SWR. For a Mark II, I wanted more muscle in the tuner.
True, but the RMDR, reciprocal mixing dynamic range, and phase noise improvements are real. It's a cleaner, quieter receiver. Is it worth the upgrade if you already own the classic?
If you're a contester? Yes. If you just talk to the guys on 40 meters on Sunday, keep your money.
The battle for the dashboard is heating up. We've got the Kenwood TM-D750, the tri-bander everyone waited years for, going head-to-head with the Icom ID-5200.
Kenwood finally gave us what we wanted. Built-in APRS that doesn't require a degree in rocket science to configure, and a gorgeous color display. It's the successor to the D710 we deserved 5 years ago.
But the Icom ID-5200 is fighting back with Wi-Fi integration and that terminal mode for D-Star that's actually easy to use. The bitter truth, though? The price. We're looking at nearly $1,000 for a mobile radio now. Remember when $500 got you a top-tier dual-bander?
Inflation is a bitter pill, Jez. But for a radio that does APRS, D-Star, and 220 megahertz, it's basically a computer with an antenna.
We're seeing more black box radios. No knobs, no screens, just a box you hide under the seat and control with your tablet. Is the knob and dial era officially over?
Over my dead body. If I can't spin a weighted VFO dial, I feel like I'm just checking my email. These new headless rigs are great for space, but they lack the soul of radio.
Maybe, but the Flex Radio guys have been doing it for years, and now with the Flex 8000 series becoming the gold standard for the high-end market, the knobless life is looking pretty high-def. The Flex 8400 is shipping now, and at $2,499, it's actually making that high-end performance a little more attainable for the serious SDR crowd.
High def is the word. You're essentially buying a supercomputer that happens to have an RF deck. But let's look at the Maestro console. Even the Flex guys realize people want a physical interface. They're selling a $1,600 remote control just so you can have that knob back. That's the bitter truth. We want the tech of 2026, but our fingers are stuck in 1970.
It's about the waterfall, Sully. Once you see a 60 frames per second 4K spectral display on a 32-inch monitor, you can't go back to a 2-inch monochrome screen. The SDRification isn't just about losing knobs, it's about gaining sight. You aren't just listening for a signal, you're hunting it visually.
Can we talk about the hidden costs of all this new toy energy? It's not just a radio anymore. Every one of these rigs now expects a $200 custom mounting bracket, a $300 proprietary Wi-Fi module, or a subscription for the latest firmware.
You're talking about the appification of the shack. Look at the Icom ID-7200. It's gorgeous, but to really use that terminal mode effortlessly, you're tethered to their ecosystem. And Kenwood? The TM-D750 uses USB-C, which is great, but try finding a shielded USB-C cable that doesn't bleed RFI all over 2 meters. That's another $40 for a special cable.
It's accessory tax. We use to build our own interface cables with soldering iron and some spare DB9 connectors. Now, if you don't have the official branded Bluetooth dongle, your radio won't even talk to your headset. We're trading repairability for convenience, and it's getting expensive.
The pink and purple. Frequency of truth here? The barrier to entry is rising. If you want to be on the cutting edge in 2026, you're looking at a $3,000 buy-in for a base station and a laptop that can actually handle the SDR processing. The cheap ham era is moving to the used market, which, honestly, is where the 7300 Mark I is about to become the best deal in history.
So what's the move, Jez? Do we buy the shiny new 7300 Mark II or stick with the classics?
If you're still using a radio with a CRT or a segmented LCD, 2026 is the year to jump. The jump in noise reduction alone is worth the empty wallet feeling. But if you're happy with what you've got, sit tight. The 2027 Tokyo Ham Fair is only a year away, and word is Yaesu is finally responding to the Mark II.
And my credit card just jumped off the table and hid behind the sofa. Smart move.
So, Sully, if you had $1,500 burning a hole in your pocket right now, which 2026 toy are you buying?
I'm buying a vintage Kenwood TS 830S and spending the rest on beer and antenna wire.
Spoken like a true bitter ham.
Keep your signals clean and your wallet closed if you can.
We'll be back tomorrow. See you then.
Stay loud, stay human. Until tomorrow, 73.
That old analog ghost in the wire meets the cold spark of a digital fire. From a YSF note to a DMR sound, we map the shadows on this haunted ground. BAND73.